We on? How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing?
I was waiting for you to come on and be loud, obnoxious, like
Hopefully,
normal.
hopefully y'all can hear us out there. We back in the studio. If you can't hear us, go ahead,
Yeah.
let us know quickly. That way we can fix it.
Yeah.
Peace,
Yeah,
peace, peace of
Shay.
chicken grease, aloe vera lotion.
Okay.
How y'all doing out there?
It is officially ham day. We call it hump day, but it's ham day. It's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Hi, Isis. She said she could hear us.
Okay, good. You hear us well?
It is officially ham day, 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Tuning in on your sub station, you dig? Thank you. You like it? You like it? Babe, stop playing with the
I'm trying to
so I
fix
could.
it so I
You
can
always
see.
want to play with the show when the show doesn't
I'm
start.
sorry, I didn't have time to, what I'm saying. I
Oh my
was
God.
doing technical difficulties.
Thank you. You like my
Everybody out there,
outfit?
hopefully you can hear us. Y'all chime on in.
It's gonna be a good show
Oh, look like
tonight,
Ice just
y'all.
jumped on.
It's gonna be a real good show tonight.
Look like ISIS in the building.
Oh, you want one of these? I got you. I'll send it to you. I got you. I'm gonna get you a different color though.
Hopefully the color is out there popping and everything is good.
You know.
Y'all chime on in.
Chime on in. Welcome to the Ham Show. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on Hump Day. I am Treasure Cheltenham, and to the right of me over here, this young man is.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and
he's one of the Hams.
I'm one of the Hams, y'all.
And together we are.
We the Hams.
The Hams, and this
is the Ham Show.
The Ham Show.
The Ham Show. Y'all chime in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for the Ham Show.
Girl,
let me go.
I don't know if this was Temu or TikTok. I don't even remember.
Let me go find the link. You know that shit was Temu.
Don't
be trying to play us.
Oh, it was Temu.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Orange bag.
They don't even bring it in orange bags no more. I be trying.
They ran out of orange bags.
Something like that. Go ahead and put the link in there. So if anybody wants to chime on in tonight and hop into the chat, we could do that thing. Raul is in the building. What's up, Raul? Hope everything is well with you and life is treating you amazing. Happy 2025, y'all. I am I had some sort of weird cold or something. I don't know what happened. I think when the wind was blowing heavily the other day.
You put the link in the chat?
No, that's your job.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I ain't know.
I think you doing it right now, ain't you?
I am, but I was.
Oh, you ain't put the invite. I got you. I can do it.
It's too late. I got it.
Oh, okay. Well, then do
Which
you.
is slow self.
Okay, well then do you.
Oh, slowness. So
that ain't even the link I'm talking about. That's the YouTube link. But do you? Okay, there it is.
Which is slowness.
But anyway, while he over here fidgeting and talking mess, I ended up getting this weird like sinus thing going on. But I do notice they not like us. Oh, we getting into it tonight. Cuz for real. I noticed that like when the wind blows and I'm outside, my sinuses are affected immediately. So I had to call off work yesterday, which sucked because it was a long day. So I missed
Sincere in the building.
Sincere, where you been, bro?
Jordan in the building. What up, pimping?
Peace, and hair grease. So yeah, I'm just trying to take it easy, take it slow. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do in the next couple of days. But tonight we're gonna get into a few different topics. Before we get into this topic, I just want to start the show off with some crazy shit because you know me.
Here we go.
You know me. But what you gonna do? Put every comment up there?
I am because I'm giving everybody they just do.
Oh God.
You got a problem with that?
No.
Okay, well leave me alone.
Okay. I don't want no problems, sir. I don't want no problems. Tonight we're gonna get into it. So if you've not paid attention to the flyer of the show, we're gonna talk about the K-Dot Super Bowl performance. Unfortunately, we can't show it to you. So if you ain't seen it, go look at it because we don't want the NFL coming after us, telling us that we are doing X, Y, and Z with their footage.
Chris in the building.
Hey, Hambone, Mr. Hambone himself.
If you guys are just now chiming on in, go ahead and press a like, hit us with a heart or something. Let us know that you in the building.
We look and sound great. Pretty much.
Chris.
Thank
Appreciate it.
Isis says, Dad, you looking skinty.
I don't feel it.
Yeah, he getting there.
I don't feel skinny.
He getting there. He
I like to thank Chris for the love.
Appreciate you, Chris.
And Rock the producer.
What?
Thanks for the like, Big Pimpin'.
What up? What up?
Checking in.
Yo, what up, fam? Long time no
What's
hear.
What's up, bro? How you
I
been,
hope
man?
all is well with you, man. Miss you, man. Yeah, so tonight we're gonna be getting into the K-Dot performance. We're gonna be breaking some stuff down. I may show a few stills. That's all I can do because we ain't trying to be censored.
Well, they'll shut us down. And then they'll be like, you got to take these parts out or take the whole video
Take the
out.
whole show down. Yeah.
And I ain't trying to have that. I'm trying
we
to
don't
have
want no problems. But if you didn't see it, and we're gonna get into that, we're gonna also get into a little Valentine's Day vibes, find out what y'all doing. I don't know. Well, I know a little bit of what we're doing, but you know the rule. If you plan, God laughs at you.
We just
plan.
Gonna do.
We just do.
We just go.
We just do. We don't really make plans anymore because plans are laughed upon. She said, I never feel skinty either, but I definitely see a difference. Good job, Papas.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we put that up there because that's right. I'll be trying to tell him all the time he getting smaller.
Wait till I hit the gym. Like I ain't hit it, but wait till don't be waving me off.
Come on, let's go tonight.
I'm not going tonight.
See,
I got to go to work in the morning.
Oh, straight up for sure. March 7th through the 9th. He said he'll be out here. Ray will be out here.
Who?
March 7th through the 9th.
Oh, well, yeah. Come on and slide through, man. Come hang out with us.
Valentine's, Chris says he's drinking and partying alone. No robots, Chris?
No robots, man. You ain't get you a Tesla.
Real quick, we're gonna start the show off with some foolery. Because that's just what I like to do.
Who else hit us with the love?
I don't know.
Chris hit us with a love and Sincere hit us with a love.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. So we're gonna start this the show off with this video, and then we're gonna get into the show a little bit. I want you guys to stay tuned because I am the treasurer of Women of Global Change. And tonight we're gonna have a special guest on, Tiffany Ward, the president of the Las Vegas chapter. She's gonna be on tonight, kind of giving you guys some details about a fashion show that we will be hosting next month. So we want everybody to come out. We want you to buy tickets. We want you to sponsor. We want you to do all that good stuff. So stay tuned. She's going to be chiming in pretty soon and giving you guys the kind of the information that you need. Yes, Women of Global Change. Stay tuned, Chris, so you can find out what it's about. I know you ain't going nowhere, so we're going to get into it. But real quick, let me show y'all this video I came across. And y'all tell me what y'all think.
Yeah, what y'all think about this crazy?
You gonna take my mama's ashes and put them in the toilet? Are you serious right now?
She didn't let me know.
Why would you do this stuff to me, man?
On me numerous times.
You could have did something. What you talking about? That's my mama.
I wanted to hurt you like you hurt me.
Hurt me? Hurt you? What are you talking about? I cheated on you, a few times? You could have got back at me by doing. I don't know. I'm really restraining myself, man. This is so outrageous, man. I'm not believing this stuff right now. I'm showing this to the whole world how devious and foul and snake-defied you can be, man.
And did, because guess what? I've been communicating with you.
You ain't trying to communicate.
I've been talking to you so much.
How?
You don't even listen to me.
You put my mama's ashes in the.
I got your attention now, don't I?
Really? That's the way that you wanted to go about it? That's the way that you want to go about it?
You found us, and guess what? I defiled her. She ain't like me no way, so that's where she at.
My mama ain't got. She has nothing to do with for what we got going on. She has nothing to do what we got going. The only thing I had from my mama, and you put that down the drain, just flushed her away.
Guess what I had? All I had was you. That's all I had, and guess what you did? You put our love down the drain. Our marriage.
I ain't put nothing drain. Woman, just because I messed up don't mean I love them women. I loved you.
I don't care about
I provide for you. I got. As soon as we got married.
My heart. You protect me.
Protect your heart. Yeah. My mama. You gonna
So if you missed it,
he only cheated on her a couple times.
Isis says not a few times. Why people think a few times is okay, but more than that is crazy. Like cheating in general is insane, bro. This is why I will never get with another bitch again.
He only cheated on it a couple times, though.
It was a few times.
Yeah, just a few times. Yeah.
So, first and foremost, if you didn't catch it, she pretty much took his mother's ashes and flushed them down the toilet because she wanted to hurt him the way he hurted her. And so, but according to him, it wasn't resulting in his mother's ashes being flushed down the toilet because he only cheated a few times.
Right.
So how dare you take my mama ashes and flush them down the toilet when I only cheated on you a few times?
Well, his mama didn't do nothing to her.
She did not.
Yeah, his mama didn't do nothing. What
But
you got over there?
I got some nuts. You want some nuts?
No, I don't even like the way you said that.
Want some of my nuts?
I'm good. I'll starve.
You want some nuts? You would take my nuts if you wasn't on camera.
I'd starve.
No, you wouldn't.
Not the way you said it.
You want some of my nuts?
I'm good.
Come on, reach on in there and grab you some nuts.
No.
Come on, baby. They
Nope.
good. Hey, y'all.
No,
salty.
remember when I bought my cousin the candle, these nuts? Jordan, if you out there, I know it's smelling good over there at the house.
She said, Aisha said she literally confronted his mama about him in a whole different way. She's swimming with the fishes now.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool, man. Why she gonna do his mama like that, man?
Yeah, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
She turned mama in the mud.
I don't know if I would have. I mean, what would you have done? Now, first of all, for the record,
I can't say what I would do on national television.
I would never do no bullshit like that. First of all,
I can't say what I would have done on national television because it would have been a little bit violent.
What you would have done?
Like I said, it would have been a little bit violent.
You would have been a little,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot of it, a little bit.
I would have had to jog her memory a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let her know where she was really at.
Okay, so
what?
To get his attention,
she flushed his mama down the drain.
Listen, first of all, I am not condoning that shit.
Yes, you is.
No, I'm not. That's wrong. I am not. Like, I'd have killed that bitch.
Cuz said, take them nuts, cuz. No.
That's good.
Y'all not finna get me raped on national television.
This would be a whole nother show.
Right.
We have to be on the OnlyFans.
She said she's swimming with the fishes now.
I would not have done no shit like that, nor condone it.
That's messed
her
up,
trying
man.
to. So it sounds like to me, this woman was so badly hurt that she did the unthinkable just to get his attention to hurt him back.
Yeah, she wasn't thinking. That's why I said I had to jog her memory.
Wait, Cuzzo said she would be going down the drain to go get her.
Yeah, for sure.
What Chris say?
I don't know.
Chris say women present too high a risk for mating in this day and age. For this reason, I honestly believe marriage and relationships are on their way out. Robots. Laugh all you want,
Chris.
but it's coming.
Chris own it. He own it tonight. Chris, why you don't have an X or Twitter account? I don't understand, man. The stuff you be saying, man, you need a Twitter account, man.
So seriously, it would have been some furniture moving in that spot, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro. Like his mama?
Yeah, that's cold, man.
His dead mama.
That's cold. Why you banging on dead folks?
Ooh.
Why you banging on dead people?
Ooh, she gonna come back and hunt, oh
that's
boy,
so
for real.
cold, man.
Like, yo, dead mama, you gonna flush her down the toilet because somebody cheated on you a few times.
Oh,
what
man.
the mama got to do with it, though?
She ain't feel it. I'm just saying, she
You don't know that?
She ain't feel that.
You don't know that? We don't know nothing about the afterlife. What Chris say? Put it up there.
What? You should be nuts.
Nobody gives a shit what I have to say. I'm just knowing. I see it coming. Chris, your Twitter page would be off the chain.
Yeah, your Twitter
bro.
page be popping.
It would be off the chain.
Did you see the video? Good Lord. Did you see the video?
See the video, Courtney?
Good Lord.
She went in. She was so upset.
She done threw the man's whole mama up in there.
He said, my mama don't only cheated on you a few times.
He ain't even sprinkle. She ain't sprinkled a little bit of mama up in there. She did the whole can, the whole thing. And was she holding a coffee can? Was his mom in a coffee can?
I hope not. What's that?
I don't know. I don't know what he was holding in his hand.
Let's go back.
Was that an urn or a coffee can?
Is it really?
I don't know.
She not holding.
I hate how Facebook
and put them in the toilet. Are you serious right now?
She didn't like me. No.
Why would you do this stuff to me, man?
Time.
You could have did something. What you talking about? That's my mama.
I wanted to hurt you like you hurt me.
Hurt me? Hurt you? What are you talking about? I cheated on you a few times. You could have got back at me by
What is
doing.
she like?
Man, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm really restraining myself, man.
What is she like? 4
He
foot
said
2?
he really restraining himself right now.
Is she 4'2"? Look how she looking up at him like that.
Regardless, she was enough height to flush his mama down the toilet.
She said she would have been down
Man,
in
she'd
there.
have been down there and there with my mama on my soul. No, facts.
Yeah, for
Facts.
sure.
She wouldn't have made it.
See, y'all violent too. Y'all violent. Y'all need a hug.
I'm just saying, like, okay.
Y'all need a hug.
Hold on. Okay.
What, you got nuts in your mouth?
Well, all the time. So here's the thing. There is a limitation to the madness. Like,
what's the limitation?
The limitation is the audacity of you to go pick up my dead mama and take her out of her urn where she was peacefully resting and flush her down the toilet.
All the way.
And then tell me about it.
Then tell you about it.
And to say, well, because you cheated on me, I wanted to hurt you like you hurt me.
It's a cold world.
That's a different type of hurt. Like, I've already lost my mama and I done lost her again.
She said she was tall enough to flush her down the toilet.
That's what I said. She said it's some things that just gives you a sure ticket to hell.
Yeah,
that is definitely one of them.
Yeah, she got gasoline draws on too with a propane backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with a torch in her hand. That's definitely
definitely
definitely grounds for dismissal.
Oh, show.
So
Nova, thank you for the love, bro. Appreciate it.
Who was that? Is that Nova? Oh, that's a female, baby.
Oh.
Well, he his ass.
My bad. I
Appreciate you, Nova.
I ain't know. Sorry, Nova.
You know, he be all right though.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some things that you just don't do. I get that a person might have cheated on you a few times and what up, Tiff? What up, Tiff? You in the building.
What's
Tiff is
up?
in the building.
Up, Tiff?
I know there are some things that, you know, people will piss you off and do, but you got to really be conscious of what you do to other people, seriously, because like karma don't play. Whatever you believe in, whatever you don't believe in, something gonna come back and bite you in the ass. That's for sure. What I used to say? She said at that point they both toxic. I would have said joking, babe, and replace the ashes.
Nah,
see, you foul for that though.
Still would have been an ass.
You foul for that.
Somebody still would have got the whooping.
She went to the sandbox and be like, I was just playing.
Still would have got the whooping.
Sincere said she should have been drinking that toilet water. Ooh.
Yeah, man. Slurp, slurp.
Not drinking it. Oh my God.
Slurp,
Chris done wrote a dissertation.
Get him, Chris.
Chris says, anytime something happens in a relationship, a man has to watch carefully. She will never forget, and she damn sure will never forgive. Leave that bitch. It doesn't have to involve cheating. It doesn't even have to involve something that actually happened. It could be imagined. Leave. Run like hell is what Chris said.
Yeah, for sure, Chris. Let's see who.
Tiff, do you got the I'm gonna put the invite up here so you can go ahead and click it and come on in. And whenever you come in, let us know you're ready. She should have just packed the ashes and his clothes and left them at the door. And that's fair. That's fair. I could see that too. But I mean, even that, like, don't touch my mama ashes though. For real. Like, there's some stuff you taking it too far. You can't click the link. Okay, wait a minute. What's going on? Try the one in the very beginning of the feed. Sometimes they say that
the link for this show
to come in.
Yeah, the StreamYard link. I need to put it out there again.
Yep, do it again because she says she can't click it.
She don't know what she does.
Tiff, you know he gonna be talking shit.
She don't know what she does. She don't know what she doing. There you go.
All right, see if you can click that one. No, seriously, Courtney. She said his mom had nothing to do with his ding-a-ling. Facts. I mean, she created it, but that was about it. So there's a method to people's madness. I understand.
Was that Auntie out there earlier? What's up, Auntie? Love you, baby.
What Chris say?
Chris own it.
All right, here we go.
He got the Twitter fingers.
Chris says, my first, I got to read how Chris be writing. Chris said, my first wife accused me of cheating and I had to prove I didn't. First, I want to know, how'd you do that? She had no proof that I did cheat. I had to prove I didn't. And even when I showed her my schedule and how how his penis could be in 2 different towns, 2 hours apart at the same time, it still wasn't enough. He says he's done with women. Chris, you can't say you done with women because that kind of make people think something else. She says not allowing her to click. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
What up, Adam? He's in the building.
I'm gonna make another one.
She says, you're right. She was probably the better person to keep. Don't do evil things. It comes back to you. It really does. And that's the thing that I was saying. Like, there are certain things you just can't do.
Tiffany, copy the link and put it in Google or something.
Right. See if that'll work. Because
copy the link and put it in Google and then try it.
Somebody else click on it and see if they can get in. Because that's weird. It's usually
yeah, I put it in there 3 times. So
I don't know what's going on. Try
Mariners tonight, Sean.
Yeah. I
don't even know that it's a Mariners hat, bro. I just put it on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it matched my stuff. It matched my stuff.
Chris says, I think any man that marries a modern day Western woman is a effing fool. Well, maybe, because let's say a modern man marries a modern woman and they have a mutual understanding of how they want their relationship to look, what they want their relationship to look like. I mean, you know, it could go both ways. Most times in relationships, right? Like before we got married, we had a conversation. Our conversation, she says, can you send it to me in Messenger?
I could try.
Yeah. Or try even put it in the
It won't let me do it in Messenger.
See if you can click it in the private chat, Tiff. Go into the private chat and see if you can click it. Because I just put it in there too. And it looks like you can click it in there. So go to the private chat and see if you can see it in there.
Yeah, it's clickable in the private chat.
Okay. So in the private chat, you can click it. So click it there and you'll be able to come right on in.
Is she able to get into the private chat?
Yeah, the private chat's for anybody who want to go in there. It's when they want to talk to us privately, not in public, and everybody can see it. Auntie Stephanie says, Chris, you haven't found the right one. We've been telling Chris that.
We've been telling Chris that for a long time now.
But you know, Chris is the ham bone of the group, and he, you know.
The topic right now, Adam, is we played a video of a woman married to this man. He cheated on her, so she flushed his mama down the toilet.
He only cheated on her a few times, though.
His mama was dead, and she was in an urn, and she dumped the urn in the toilet and flushed his mama down the drain. That's what we talking about. And
then we're gonna get into K. Dot's Super Bowl performance, some Valentine's Day vibes, and we have a special announcement. But we're trying to get
that's what I said. I said
the presenter to come on in so that we can present the special announcement.
Yeah, if she can figure out how to work her phone, she probably got an Android.
We have a technical difficulty.
She got an Android over there. It don't work.
No, he doing her like
banging.
Tiff, go to the private chat. It's in the private chat and it's clickable. So if
she don't want to be in there.
If you don't see it,
she don't want to come in.
Right. We might have to skip that part of the segment for another show. But I will. I'll get into it a little bit. I'll talk about it. So, as I was mentioning, Adam says, "Damn." She says, here you go. Click it. It's in there.
Just click it.
Right. You just click it. Like we're looking right at it. Chris says, Courtney, maybe it's my side of town. I don't know. Maybe it's just Vegas, but women in this town are all nuts. All of them, Chris. Tiff, I don't know what's happening, but it's clickable in the private chat.
I'm trying to send it to her right now.
I don't know what you got going on.
Where is she at?
She like, I'm trying.
She don't know what she got an Android. That's what it is.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit and talk about it because we got to move on.
She got an Android.
We're talking about so as I mentioned before, I'm gonna put this up here for you guys to see it. We have an event coming up next month, and it is the charity fashion show event that Women of Global Change is going to be putting on, and it's going to be March 5th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. You guys be sure, go ahead and scan that code to do a RSVP or donate. You can also go to womenofglobalchange.com, sign up to be a free member, and you will get 10% off your entry fee. We are accepting sponsors right now. We are accepting VIPs. So we have a bunch of different platforms, or excuse me, not platforms, but a bunch of different packages that you guys can select to come on in and celebrate and celebrate this good time.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
That's what I got to deal with.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
He says any and all women worth a damn is already married. If you're a woman in your late 40s, early 50s, and you are single, there's a reason for it. Courtney says,
check your messenger.
Courtney says, I'm not a chipmunk. Chris, I'm normal, LOL. Only time I had an issue with their link is when I had my VPN running. Yeah, so Tiff, maybe that's your problem. Turn your VPN off.
Well, if she didn't have an Android.
But so anyway, Tiff is the president of the Las Vegas chapter, and we'll put her up there so you can see what this looks like. But she is the president of the Las Vegas Women of Global Change chapter, and Tiff is going to be not spearheading it, but she has a group of women, including myself. I am the treasurer of Women of Global Change, Tiff. And we are going to have a bunch of events this year for you guys to come and check out. One of our very first ones is going to be next month, like I said, and it's going to be the charity fashion show event. We're going to have, as of right now, we have about 3 designers that's going to be there. We may have more. We're going to be having some models. We're going to be modeling ourselves. We're going to have some light hors d'oeuvres. We're going to have some goodie bags. You guys come out and check us out. It's going to be pretty dope. And once Tiff gets in here, we will go ahead and let her.
If she ever get in.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and let her finish telling
Tiff,
you.
Go to the store, buy a new phone, and then log in. I sent it to you on Messenger. My auntie said, you got the look, nephew. I guess I do.
Chris says, oh, what is the movement? Sexy. Women of Global Change is a nonprofit organization that help women and children internationally. Here in Vegas, we have a Vegas chapter where we go and they
hand out complimentary cookies, French fries, hot dogs, funnel cakes, stuff like that.
Okay.
No, they be helping the public. Like, so they be giving out like shoes to the kids and toy drives and bring a jacket and a backpack type stuff.
Bring a jacket and a backpack.
Blanket giveaways.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What else, baby? I need to hear the rest of this.
They give out shoelaces because I've seen a lot of bums out there without shoelaces. I don't know what they doing with their shoelaces, but you know, they need shoelaces.
What else we do, babe?
Huh?
What else we do? He's just making this up as we go along, y'all. I just want y'all to know.
Huh?
What else we do?
You hand out Febreze. Yeah, and other products to keep you smelling okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
He said, what chapter is
kind of, sort of, but not so much.
No, I'm just messing around, y'all. I don't really, you know.
As I put it back up here, I will go ahead and read the statement, the mission statement, so that you guys understand what we do. So the Women of Global
spam for the kids.
No. The Women of Global Change Las Vegas chapter is a vibrant extension of a globally recognized initiative that unites and empowers women from diverse backgrounds in making a significant impact through collaborative action and service-oriented projects. As part of the broader network, the Las Vegas chapter, is dedicated to creating sustainable change both locally and internationally. The chapter focuses on advancing health, education, and economic conditions by engaging in various projects that support and uplift communities. Members actively participate in boots on the ground service projects specifically aimed at assisting disadvantaged women and youth across the Las Vegas Valley. Through leadership, compassion, and active involvement, the members of the Las Vegas chapter are committed to making a meaningful difference, fostering an environment where change and progress thrive. So that's kind of our mission statement as to what we do. And once again,
and it's dope. That's dope that there's somebody out there doing that, because it's not a lot of people out there trying to help.
No, seriously. And I mean, we're trying to just give back to the community. Do they give spam to the kids? I'm done with y'all.
There's nothing wrong with a little spam.
Let's get into it, man. I know y'all watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah, did y'all watch the Super Bowl? Who didn't watch the Super Bowl?
Nobody on here. Well, who didn't see the Super Bowl show, the halftime show? I don't think it was too many people that did not see the halftime show. Chris said he didn't watch it.
What?
He said, Joel said that was a long
with that
statement.
big screen that you got, you ain't
right. What you mean? He said he went back and watched the halftime show. The halftime show is all we care about. Adam said, you didn't watch it, Adam? Courtney didn't watch it? So even after, I know y'all done been on social media and you hearing or seeing what people were saying about the show, good, bad, indifferent. Did you go and watch it after that? I would love to show it to you, but I can't. So you got to go watch it. All you got to do is type in Super Bowl halftime show, Kendrick Lamar 2025, and it's right there. Adam says he was at Six Flags San Antonio for his birthday.
Oh, that was cool.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday, man.
Chris said, I thought it was good. I only watched it because I heard there was some kind of drama on talk radio, and even some guys at work commented on it. I thought it was good. Music was badass. Joel says, the halftime show was vivid with the right TV. We're going to get into it. So, Chris says, Kendrick Lamar is dope. I'm going to buy some of his vinyl records from my collection. That's dope, Chris. So, let me just put a PSA out there real quick, because I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. For the people, and I posted this on my page, I said that something to the terms of the people who are not melanated, who said it was a trash show. One of two things is going on with you. Either you don't get it or you're racist. That's pretty much it. It's one or the other. And I would hope that it's you don't get it. But even if you don't get it, it was pretty cut and dry from the moment that Samuel L. Jackson came on and was playing Uncle Sam. That was pretty cut and dry. Like, that was one of the most epic parts of it for me personally. Chris says, if there was some kind of subliminal message behind the show, it went over my head. I enjoyed it. So, Chris, what's going on is a lot of people felt like this was a jab at Drake. Not only was he just pretty much telling Drake he don't care about nothing he's talking about, but everything that Kendrick did that symbolized what we've gone through, and to do it in the month of Black History was epic. Now, the reason that is, well, the numbers don't lie. The numbers have said that it has been the best Super Bowl show in history. It's beat out Beyonce, it's beat out Michael Jackson. And to me, when Snoop them and Dre and Kendrick got on there a few years ago, I thought that was epic. I thought when him and Beyonce got on, that was epic. But to come out and have people symbolizing the flag, red, white, and blue, showing the flag coming together, showing it break apart, showing that America was built on the backs of melanated folk, was epic. It was epic. And so what saddens me, Jordan says, hold on. Jordan says, I didn't like it at all. I couldn't understand a damn thing he was saying. How come it always has a rap? Jordan, first of all, Jordan is lying, y'all. For sure.
Chris said, who is Drake?
That part. Don't even worry about that.
Don't worry about Drake.
Don't worry about that part.
If you don't know who he is, you don't need to know.
Joel said, or they not well informed with the unnecessaries in their life.
Right.
Yep. Facts. Jordan say they should play Kid Rock, bang to the boogie boogie. Courtney says, I feel as though they are using our culture to subliminally promote demonic worship and behavior. Black history here in America is just smoke and mirrors. Well, this particular situation was not that, Courtney. If you have not seen it, you definitely need to go take a look at it. Kendrick made a very bold statement. He had Serena Williams out there. She crip walked. Serena said, if I'd have done that, because she did do it at Wimbledon.
Well, she almost lost her trophy.
Yeah, and they tried, and
that's why she did it at the thing. She basically crip walked at the Super Bowl because all the hoopla that happened when she did it when she won Wimbledon.
So it was a lot of meaning to what happened. If you saw the beginning part where I dropped my nut,
that's what you get.
That was a good nut too. Don't do that. A good one. I'm gonna eat that. Gosh, when they showed the stage,
Stephanie
right?
said, "That's y'all cuz." You talking about Jordan? It's funny.
Wait, what did Adam say? He says, "Dad, it beat Janet Jackson though." Yeah, destroyed Janet. Destroyed Janet. Listen, there is no better halftime show than what you guys all witnessed last Sunday. And the numbers have spoken. The numbers say that.
Tiffany said K-Dot stood on business. Purr.
That part.
Purr it.
Chris says, I like Kendrick Lamar's music, but I didn't know his name. I don't really get out much, and I don't follow modern music. I'm into OG gangster rap from 30 years ago. I don't follow the new stuff, except for you, Miss Treasure. Appreciate you, Chris. No, for real. So, oh, wait, Joel says what? He says, are we breaking it down by frame, the halftime show?
We would have liked to, but NFL has been copyright claiming everybody.
We was going to show the video and go through the video, but
yeah,
what I did,
liked to.
Yeah, we would have definitely liked to. But here's the thing too. So a lot of people didn't know that Drake also dated SZA briefly or whatever it was. But when he did, she was 17, so she was underage. So they was like, he can't even speak on that because she was a minor.
Right.
And going into the A minor, to have, how many people does that stadium hold?
I don't know. I can look that up.
Look that up.
The Superdome, right?
Mm-hmm. New Orleans. Because when you have a Superdome, all yelling out A minor at the time that you're supposed to and hitting like they were so loud. Like 83,000 people.
And it was sold out.
83,000 people yelled out A minor.
Not including the people that was outside the stadium doing the what they call them, tailgate.
The tailgate parties.
Yeah.
Right. Reminded me of years past when I had to keep my natural below 2 inches, but my counterpart could have 20 inches of hair down her back. We always have to conform, and we don't. Facts. I'm glad you said that, Auntie, because like a lot of people don't really understand that there's a lot of struggle that people of color have gone through over the years and still go through. So this particular Super Bowl was so epic in the meaning behind it and what it stood for. Everything from like I say, people wearing their red, white, and blue, coming together, breaking apart, showing that the flag was broken, showing the separation, showing in the beginning, the Squid Games and the Xbox controller. And I'm gonna let you touch on the Xbox controller.
They had the dudes laying on the street post that was inside the prison part of it. So he had the Xbox remote buttons, the right hand side of the not the Xbox, but the PlayStation remote, and the buttons that he pushed during the show, the sequence of buttons was the same buttons from, was it World of Warcraft or
no?
What's the game
from GTA?
From GTA,
it was a code. It was a cheat code.
It was a cheat code for GTA for when you get full body armor and unlimited men.
And so we are basically untouchable.
Right.
So
he was just saying that that we are untouchable and they not like us, and like there's a lot going on. So like they had the hangman on the street post they lay on the street post with their hands behind their back like that, how they were laying. There's a tarot card that is here, I'll pull that card up so you guys can see. So the hangman tarot card, there's a lot of messages in this show.
Jordan says, Squid Games is the game that represents rich people playing a game that watch what poor people will do for money. And on top of that, it was rich people literally killing poor people for entertainment purposes. That's why he was saying, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. Like, there's so many hidden messages. And then let me go back. Every song that he performed had a double meaning. He even gave a shout out to Black Panther when he did the theme song from Black Panther.
Right.
Because everybody was like trying to figure out what that had to do with it. That was him saying, giving his love to Chadwick Boseman for Black Panther. Like, everything that he did was not just for Drake. It was kind of shitting on everybody that was against anything of color and how great it is. So
this is what this first picture on the left is what a hangman tarot card does. So if you watch the video, they had men on top of the light post laying down like this with their hands behind their back and their leg crossed. So this tarot card means, let me get it off the screen and then I'll start reading to you what it means. So the hangman tarot card, or tarot card, or whatever they call it, typically represents the 12th major accordion chord, symbolizes a need to surrender, let go of old patterns, and gain a new perspective by pausing and reflecting on a situation, often requiring sacrifice or a shift in viewpoint to move forward. Now, that's a great point, because I always tell my wife and kids that my favorite Bible verse in the Bible is Romans was it 12:2 or 14? It's 12:2. And it's kind of saying, be not conformed to the world, but have a renewing of the mind. I'm not quoting it word for word,
right,
but always have a renewing of the mind, so you can be acceptable and honorable in front of God. But Romans 12:2. Yeah, Chris knew what it was. But
Chris says, the subliminal messaging, am I just like blind, or is this something peculiar to Black Americans and their perspective on the world? I don't get it. And even the things you were talking about, it's all going over my head. And that's fine, Chris. It's not really meant for you to get and understand, because you're not a person of color. And it's okay for people who are non-melanated to not understand certain things. And that's why we do shows like this, to break things down.
So let me read that right. Romans 12:2 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by a renewing of your mind. So that's what it reminds me of when I read that passage about the tarot card.
So going back, Chris, Kendrick Lamar was being sued by Drake. Drake is another artist. Okay?
Right.
And they had a beef about a year ago.
And Drake signed to who?
He signed to Sony.
He signed to Sony. And hence the PlayStation remote.
The Sony PlayStation.
Right. There's a lot of factors that's going on in there. There's a whole lot.
There's a whole lot.
And we ain't even got to Samuel Jackson yet.
Yeah, we're not going to even have enough time to break this thing down the way we want to, but we're going to give you a little bit. So Drake and Kendrick had a beef about a year ago. Kendrick made a song called Not Like Us, which is playing on the promotion for tonight's show. They not like us. They not like us, which, he was not supposed to perform this song at said Super Bowl because Drake didn't want him to say on the biggest night of the year where billions of people was watching, this is like a national holiday, he did not want Kendrick to say that he was a pedophile, because in his song, They Not Like Us, Kendrick says, Drake is a pedophile. And that's why he says, you're trying to strike a chord, but it's probably a minor,
right?
Which was a play on
talking
Drake
to a young girl,
messing with young kids.
right?
Right. Hence him wearing an A minor around his neck.
Right.
An A minor chain.
They were running around with A minor flags. They had an A with 2 children on there, and they were pointing at the A.
Right. So when you're gonna have to really get everything that was being done, you're gonna have to watch this thing over and over again. It's the best 13 something minutes of my life. But the situation was this: when Drake sued him because he didn't want him to perform this, that's why he said, because they all want to sue. When he was getting ready to do the song, and they kept insinuating he was going to do the song, and then he didn't, and then he did the Luther with SZA. SZA, obviously, because she used to date Drake. Serena used to date Drake. That was something basically saying, I'm here to protect Black women as well from you and your shenanigans, because you dated these women, both separate occasions, separate times, and one was underage, one wasn't, but I'm here to show that I'm protecting our Black women, right? So fast forward, he leads with songs like Be Humble, Sit Down, Be Humble, right? I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA, right? He did Whacked Out Murals. He did Man in the Mirror. He did snippets of songs that are impactful, that have impactful words, that if you listen, he's speaking value, right? So when he performed each one of these songs, they all symbolize and meant something. And Kendrick has even said, how you allow me on TV with the braids? How you allow a conscious nigga to do rap? How you allow this? So when he did the PlayStation thing, the cheat code, like Sean says, if you put that cheat code in when you do GTA, that is a code that gives you all the armor you need, all the guns you need. You become virtually untouchable in that game. You could just win the game effortlessly. And if you pay attention to the beginning, he was doing the cheat code on the Xbox PlayStation list, on the Xbox PlayStation, right? On top of that, he had Squid Games, which symbolized the white people was killing people because for those who don't know, anything that's not Caucasus Mountain is melanated. If you're Hispanic, you're melanated. If you're of Asian descent, you're melanated. If you're Italian, sorry, you're melanated. So they were showing rich people killing people who were melanated, who didn't have money, who was trying to cover debts and anything that they've been doing where they've lost money and they wanted to try to pay their debts and whatnot. They were killing these people for fun, for their own sheer entertainment. So when it first comes on, it gives you the cheat code to GTA. It shows you the Squid Game colors. The whole thing was the controller of a PlayStation, which I didn't even find out till later on.
And the middle of it was a prison yard.
Right.
So it had a whole lot going on. So I'm going to read you what my cousin just sent to me about something that we saw on Facebook. I'm going to read just a little bit of it because it's a whole lot. Then again, the message is Blacks have always been here to entertain. They were not like us, so people aren't bored. So basically, people were saying that it was boring. Let me skip down to this. He said the message Kendrick just sent to America could not use Lil Wayne, and even started with the American flag being built out of Black people, as the America's being built on the back of Black people.
Folks. Right.
Before I mentioned how being cool in our culture has always been stolen, no matter how many people try to steal it, they not like us. Let me move down to the next excerpt. It says, was not about white people. It was about people who control the media and the labels and who create divide. Okay, here goes. It started with the Dead President intro beat, which is one of his songs, and flow. Bigger than hip hop. I put the videos in the comments. So we can't watch the videos, but
But everything we're saying, when you go back and watch,
right,
you'll see it.
First song, When I Hear Music, It makes me dance. Squabble up. New order. So that's a whole new. That's basically it's a whole new order. Uncle Sam comes out and says,
"Have you lost your damn
started
mind?"
off with the rules. He started off with the rules of the game of historical white America. Then said, when a bunch of blacks hanging out on the corner is too deep for the culture, somebody got to die. We've seen that with Malcolm X. We've seen that with Martin Luther King. We've seen that with
we've seen it in every neighborhood.
People tried to kill Nelson Mandela. We saw that with Elijah Muhammad. I mean, just go through the names.
Right.
We saw that with the Black Panther Party.
Yep.
We saw it. So as soon as everybody started to get together, they kill somebody.
Right.
So
hell, let's go back to even Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street, yeah.
How you destroy a whole community that ain't bothering you because they're being successful? Because Black Wall Street, they had their own.
And it
lawyers.
wasn't just Black Wall. See, people only know about Black Wall Street,
right?
But the book, The Red Summer, talks about all the places that was hit
was like
around that time.
Yeah.
And it talks. So if you're interested in that book, it's called The Red Summer, and it said, let me finish. The Squid Game start, which symbolizes the rich killing the poor for entertainment. Imagine rappers beefing and killing, and the media benefiting from their deaths. That's basically what's happened.
That has happened.
Right.
Biggie, Tupac,
right?
Like, and that's just Jam Master Jay. That has happened.
The system allows Drake to push Sexy Red and to the taint of the culture of empowers him. The dancers in red, white, and blue represent the American flag. Been dancing to the drums of the system. And we want entertainment and to be able to dance, then be educated. So basically, this did both. You were dancing, and it was
yes, bro. Rosewood was one of them.
Yeah, Rosewood was one of the states. Yeah, I mean one of the.
Shout out to my brother Seven in the building.
Seven in the building.
My auntie
the main
Stephanie
stage
in the building.
The main
Both
station was a conglomeration of the PlayStation, Squid Game card, and the system game designed to keep us dancing and imprisoned, which is why it was a prison yard in the middle of
the stage.
Protecting Black women like Serena Williams after the disrespect from Drake, and once reminding the system of Drake and America. So basically, Drake represents how the America treats Black folks.
Because that's why he says you're not a he called him a colonizer.
He is a colonizer.
Because he is a colonizer.
Yeah. And he said they're called they're plants and are not like us and can't infiltrate the culture because Drake doesn't have culture. He imitates culture.
Right.
He people write the culture and then he gets on stages and performs it.
Right.
Drake's been used for further sour systems, to further sour the systems and be a plant for the same system Malcolm X warned us about from the music execs whose own media and used to divide us. So they use TV programming, everything to keep us divided.
Which we've been saying for years.
And that's not just for Black people. That's for everybody. That's for everybody. They do that for everybody.
There's certain wavelengths that will trigger certain parts of your brain because of the hertz that they're on.
And it said people who are tired of being divided should have seen it.
Right.
Notice the American flag was divided, but most of all, those who didn't have a lens to see it, it just shows the system has worked, and you're the type it's been working on. So that's just a little excerpt there. There's a lot more, but
so let me piggyback on what he just said. If you didn't see how remarkable this was, one of two things:
your eyes are broken.
You're the problem.
Yeah,
you are the fucking problem, or you're racist.
No, I can't say that they're racist because they're ignorant. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
Some people do. Like Chris,
I know people live life and don't know what the hell's going on. Like
Chris,
they just walk right through.
Chris is innocent of not knowing what's going on.
So that don't make him racist. He's just ignorant.
And so that's why I said they're lacking knowledge too.
Right.
Because I said that before.
Which is ignorant.
Right. I said that before. But and Chris says, like, I like the show, but I didn't get the message. And that's why we're breaking it down for you, Chris. So now you can understand why it was so freaking powerful. Jordan says they are blind to the system.
Right. It's
absolutely
easy. It's easy to be blind to something
when you're on the other side of it.
Everybody's blind to air.
Right.
Like, I mean, we don't respect air like we should.
Right. But stop
Everybody's
breathing right
blind
now.
Yeah.
And see how much respect you have for air
when you drowning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How much you really appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of them are racist. I just think they're ignorant. They're benefiting from the system that was made for them.
My problem is the black folks that's saying it was trash.
Well, that's because
that's crazy.
Well,
to
being
me.
ignorant is not attached to a color.
You're right.
So I mean, you can't expect.
But you know what I said too, though, right? I said if you black and you saw that and you gave it a 4, a 3, or anything less than what it was.
Yeah, they was some people were calling it mid, but they didn't understand. That's because they wanted to be entertained.
They've already been mentally captured.
Right.
That's because they've already got a hold of your mind to the point where they're already controlling you. So for you to say something like that, you're basically showing them, oh, I'm one that's been captured. I'm right along with you there, because there is no way that you could see a show like that and not see 1 or 2 subliminal messages. Like there was a bunch. But like I say, to start off with Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, I mean, damn, bro.
Chris says, what? I can't read it.
But I have to be honest, I don't see the difference in modern day America between blacks and whites. What I see is classes. Race is not class.
True.
Absolutely.
True. Race is not class, but when you have a class built off of race,
that's where it gets
That's where the problem is, and that's where the system is. So originally, America wasn't designed for people who look like me.
Right.
We were added into after arguing and fighting and putting people in the headlock and a whole bunch of stuff. We were added to the system.
Trying to get rights.
Right. So we never known the system like other people has grown up in the system. Now, if you were grown up in the system and it was made for you and you didn't benefit from it, that's your fault. You should have benefited for what your ancestors had done for you.
Real talk. Jordan says the black people who didn't like it wanted to see somebody saying something ignorant,
right,
and had their blinders on.
Exactly.
And let me say this to you too.
I mean, hell, Beyonce came out on the Super Bowl on a white horse. Y'all don't even know what the white horse is.
Symbolizes.
That's the death rider. Yeah. That's somebody who came out on the horse of death.
Right.
That like y'all, like there was symbolism in her shit.
Right. It always is.
And most of her shit was demonic.
Right.
And then you get a guy up here that talks about revolution and freedom and getting out of the system, and everybody says it's mid, but they was cool with Beyonce shit when she's worshiping devils and riding on fucking white horses.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't put my finger on it, but I used to love me some Beyonce. It's very difficult for me to listen to a lot of her music now. I don't know why. I honestly couldn't tell you, but like I start cringing, and I don't know why. But let me say this, just like when Snoop performing for Donald Trump, everybody has something to say about that, but you don't give a damn that Megan Thee Stallion was twerking at Biden's bullshit party.
Right. They gave
you ain't say nothing about
Megan
that.
Megan Thee Stallion got what $700,000 to twerk on stage for the Democrats, and then they mad that they paid T-Pain and what's the name and Snoop Dogg. Man, get your money, man.
Listen,
get your money, man.
For sure, because
all these naysayers ain't gonna pay your bills or feed your children. So if you're gonna play the system, play that shit. Get your money.
That part right there.
What did Joel say? We didn't read it.
Oh, go back. What was it? They are not well informed on the unnecessary things going on outside their race or culture. I say that again.
They're not trained to do that. No one's trained to do that.
Right.
We're the only ones that got to be mindful of everyone else.
7 says that's not a fair assessment. Blacks or some blacks are not educated enough or not force-fed, meaning full music. Well, and that's what we were saying earlier. I mean, being ignorant doesn't have a color on it.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
You know,
if you're ignorant, it doesn't mean that you.
So it just means
you're ignorant because you're this.
Right.
You're just ignorant. You don't understand what's actually happening. What's going on with this?
Wasn't that from Behold the Pale White Horse book as a symbol from Beyonce?
Yeah, that's actually the Pale White Horse is in the Bible too. So they made a whole book about it, but the first mention of it was out of the Bible.
Adam says, okay, disagree with that, Sean. The system was definitely made for you. And hi, ISIS, how's the IE?
Oh, could you explain to me how it was made for me? Because I haven't benefited from it yet.
Yeah.
And it's only because I'm ignorant of what it's supposed to do for me. So if you can explain to me where I'm missing it, I can utilize it and become better in economics and class in this society.
Right. Let's talk about it. 7 says Snoop's situation is different because he was saying that nigga is cooning for Trump and then perform from them. No, and I get that. But it's a lot of that going around.
Who was saying that?
Snoop was saying that. He said that like in the earlier
years. Who was cooning for Trump?
Who was it, 7, that actually performed?
Oh, he was talking about another artist?
He was talking about another artist that performed for Trump on his first term. I can't remember how it went.
Oh, so that's why they on his head?
So that was why they was on his head.
For something he said back in the day.
For something he said. It was put it like this. It was just like Kobe Bryant when he first, rest in peace, Kobe. When he first said, all y'all women leave me alone. I love my wife. And then he got caught with that chick. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was kind of the same thing. Like, bro, you just said, and now you over here doing everything that you said that you was dogging somebody else for doing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's probably, he deserves that scrutiny if he said that before.
What's up, Nat? Nat is in the building.
If he said that before and then changed up his principles, of course people gonna scrutinize that.
Chris says, I don't have a race or culture. I'm first gen American. I don't fit in with anyone. Whites I don't fit in with. The culture I most identify with is Southern California, poor class to low middle class at best, the hood.
Right, for sure. And I don't think that's what's at question. What's at question is that
Adam said the link coming right up, Adam. He was like, because Adam about to come on in
he
here.
want to come and talk shit to me. That's what it is. Come on, Adam.
Look, George says, don't you talk bad about Kobe. I will not, sir.
Yeah.
I will not. That's my God.
Where are we at on the list?
I think we were just past Chris.
Off topic.
Joel says off topic. Have we discussed DEI on here? Yes,
yeah, we discussed it. What was it, last week?
A couple of weeks ago.
Before that? It was a week before that. What you got to say about DEI, Joel? Go ahead and
go ahead and add your 3 cents in there. You got your 3 cents. Meanwhile, 7 says, not ignorance, but if this generation's not force-fed conscious music and just this ass shaking shit, they have no will to want to listen to this type of music. It's our fault. Well, no, and here's the thing. It's not that it's our fault. Because in a sense it is, because you are conscious enough to make the type of music that you need to make. Because Kendrick came on the gate with conscious rap, right? The Megan Thee Stallions and all these other people, the Glorrillas or whatnot, they're like placed. They're placed to throw you off, to show young girls it's cool to twerk and shake your ass on camera in front of people out in the public, to wear shorts that's too little for you out in the streets, to do all this ratchet BS. They've been placed in position to do that. So when somebody like Kendrick comes along and does what he does, and people like you and I who are conscious of what he's doing, it's hard to put it like this. They say everybody not gonna go. And this is what's separating us right now. You're getting a chance to see in real life, in real time, people being separated by their beliefs versus what the media is putting out there.
And then let me add to that. When has being ignorant been a bad thing? If you're ignorant, that means you just don't know.
You just don't know.
We're saying ignorant as you just don't know. Just like you just stated behind that, you said, but if the generations are not force-fed conscious music and just this ass-shaking shit, then they have no will or want to listen. The problem is that they just don't know. So they are ignorant to what we're talking about.
Right. Choices. Joel says it's easy to be low vibrational.
Right. And we should be choosing better.
Jordan says it's the media's fault. The message was to break the media's control on us. That's exactly what it was.
Right.
And that's why they say they not like us, because they, meaning the FCC, meaning the people that control the sound in the airwaves, meaning the people that's behind the president's shadows, they are not like us. We built this place. This is our home. We got to stand on something and we got to do better in how we represent ourselves and how we represent each other. Because one of the things we brought up the other day at work that I was just talking about, I was like, it's really sad that as much as Black folks bicker amongst each other, it's crazy to me. And I'm one that's like always trying to lift us up and better us, but it's the next person talking about the next person talking about the next person. And sometimes you see the women are in competition with each other. These men don't care how much weave is in your hair. They don't care about you buying titties and asses. It has nothing to do with none of that stuff. You are in competition with another woman, and for what? For what? So it's getting out of control. What is 7 says, but we are not making conscious music, not me, even after we minorities get a platform to enlighten our followers. And you know what, 7, to piggyback off of that, and it's funny because a lot of us are not making it because we feel like it's not gonna go nowhere. It's not gonna get played, it's not gonna get heard, you're not gonna make some money off of it. Some people actually do music to make a living for themselves. So they're like, I'm gonna make what's gonna sell. I'm gonna make what's gonna get played. But then after you do that, what point do you go, all right, let me sprinkle a little conscious music in between so people can kind of hear that and get on to the next phase.
Yeah, it is. I think it's out of control. And
go into the private chat, Adam. The link is in the private chat.
What, is it not working?
Something's going on because
it's because what's the name was having problems too.
Yeah, he said Tiffany is right. He says Tiff might be right. I'm having issues too.
Yeah, normally here, let me try to put it in there again.
Yeah, you do it and I'm gonna do it as well.
Yes, this is crazy.
You know how they go. Here they go. All right, we're gonna do it at the same time. See what happens.
Copy.
Chris says, from my perspective, based on my own experience, nearly everyone I ever known was and is privileged because they had it better than me. They had nicer clothes than me, a better place to live than me, parents, at least one that actually gave a shit about them. I mean, I come from the gutter and identify most with those with that experience, and they come in every color, shape, and size. Maybe that's my disconnect. Can't help it. It's my life experience. No, and it's not. And your life experience, Chris, is a lot of people's. You know what I mean? It is a lot of people's. We put it back in the private chat again too, Adam. So if you go in there, you should be able to get it.
Yeah, maybe there's something going on with the link.
Which sucks.
Right.
It sucks because that's what we normally do is bring you guys in here so we can talk about it.
Right.
Nat says,
the link from,
consciousness doesn't pay. Truth is just trampled in mainstream media. Facts. That's facts. And that's why I said a lot of people, they stray away from it because they're like, I'm not going to make no money. Nobody's going to notice me. You know what I'm saying? And they go, well, let me do this ass twerking music so that you can see that I'm here so that I can now make music. Isis says, hi, Adam. Sorry, I went back in the living room to record what they were saying. I just saw your comment. And Sincere says, 85% of people are deaf, numb, and blind. Easy to be led in the wrong direction, hard to be led in the right. 10% of the people know the truth but refuse to teach it, keeping it for themselves to control the 85%. And then the 5% are the poor righteous teachers who know the truth and teach the truth. That's interesting.
That's interesting. Some of that I agree with.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Chris says, this is why race and color mean jack shit to me, honestly. And I get that it offends people, but to me, it's they who dismiss my experience more than I could ever dismiss theirs. Well, and Chris, you're just one of the rare people that legitimately go through life and is humbled by your life. And you don't look at people because of their sex, creed, race, color, none of that. You just look at them for who they are. You're an anomaly.
Adam, I'm gonna send you my phone number on Facebook so you can just call me on the phone. That way you can get off what you need to get off.
Yeah, because I can also send it to, let me try and send it to Adam's let me try to send it to you in Messenger, Adam. Let me go. I'm gonna try that too. Because this is weird.
Yeah, StreamYard is tripping.
StreamYard about to get canceled. I said it.
There's my phone number, man. You can call me and I'll put you on speakerphone and we can chop it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Check your messenger, Adam. I'm about to send it to you in there too.
There he is.
He in there now?
There he is.
Damn, that was a chore right there. I had to sign into YouTube to do it because Facebook just wasn't letting me.
Oh, that's crazy.
See, and that's why we've been
That's why
telling
we've been
y'all
trying to leave Facebook,
to go
guys.
to YouTube because Facebook be tripping. So probably if Tiffany was in YouTube, she would have came on in a long time ago.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
say what you got to say, big bro.
All right. So you were talking about you didn't have the same, or dang, I already forgot what we were talking about. No, you were saying something about the opportunities not existing or the economy wasn't.
That it wasn't.
This place
that
wasn't
America
made for
wasn't
you.
built for us. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't built for us. I'm talking about the original America. I'm talking about coming out from the Confederacy coming into the United States of America.
But see, that's the thing is that it was all right. Frederick Douglass was even the one that was sitting there sponsoring that and informing and really teaching Lincoln about that.
True, I believe that, and I believe Lincoln's best friend was a person of color. But what I'm saying is that the hurdles and the walls and barriers that were put up wasn't put up for people who didn't look like me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, I mean, if you read the first, 12, 13 amendments to the Constitution, you'll realize that with the exception of citizenship, okay, the 14th Amendment is very redundant when it's talking about the rights, because there's really nothing in the Constitution that was limiting the right for anybody of a skin color. In fact, quite the opposite. Limiting anybody of their ability to be free based off of their skin color. It was actually really the opposite. You weren't supposed to discriminate on anything, period.
Yeah, but they didn't force it with the states. The problem is what you're saying is true, but what was on paper wasn't happening in real life. So what was happening in the individual states was they were making laws like Jim Crow laws. They were making laws like the Negro Act. They were making and the Constitution existed when these laws were made.
I totally agree with you, Sean, and you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, me being me, I'm fighting my county that I live in right now in one of the reddest states in the country, which you guys already know. All right. Because they're implementing policy that is not substantiated by law.
Right.
All right. And that's a lot of the same of what we're talking about right now is that you're saying that they were just, making people conform to laws that really didn't exist. And that I absolutely agree with.
State policies.
Right. That's all it is.
Right.
Which you and I and pretty much everybody that listens to it at this point in time already agree that policy isn't law. Policy isn't backed by the Constitution. It's just our willingness to conform, to go along, to get along. And that's not the same as being a law or being, or being subjugated, unless you're allowing yourself to be subjugated based off of a policy that shouldn't be in place in the first place.
Right.
Until you challenge it.
So what I was saying is that say I grew up of the fairer skin, of the lighter hue, right? I wouldn't have had to deal with the precepts of policy. I would have had to been just an American and moved further in economics because of it without all the hurdles. That's what I'm talking about. So like to add context to it is that when you grew up as what society in America was a true American, because people of color don't believe they were added until the 14th Amendment.
Even though that I disagree with the sentiment. I understand what you're saying.
We wrote it, but it wasn't written for us.
Right. It wasn't the laws were the laws, but nobody followed them. And then the people who wrote the laws didn't enforce them.
Right.
So who am I to trust?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, All right, so let's put it into contemporary context then.
All right.
Let's not even talk about the 1800s because neither one of us lived back then.
No.
So when we were growing up in Southern California, I don't know how you were brought up, but I was brought up to respect police officers, to yes sir, no sir, to, if they ask you for something, you just go ahead and do it.
Let
Good
me
night,
stop you there
Auntie.
for a second before you continue.
Go for it.
Were you told that because your life was at hand? Because we were told because our lives were at hand. We wasn't told just to do it because that. We didn't say
we was taught to respect everybody.
We was taught to respect everyone, but we was told specifically with the law, you say yes, sir. You
No,
do what he
sir.
says.
You keep
because
your hands where they can
not
see
not
'em.
because you were supposed to do that, because we
Because
already
you
knew
might
that.
die.
We already knew that.
Yeah.
What they were telling us is that we want you to come home.
Right. Because you might not make it past the stop.
And here's the thing: is I understand what you're saying, but that where you think I was going with it is not where I was going with it.
I'm just adding that to the context because
No. I understand
because
it.
my explanation of the difference between me growing up and someone else growing up is how it's been perceived.
So no, to answer your question, no, it wasn't because it was supposed to be a life or death situation for me. You are
Right.
absolutely correct.
Right. I know
However,
that.
both of us were taught wrong.
Why is
Both
that?
of us, because we're supposed to be protected as citizens of this country. We're supposed to be protected. So the same thing where I'm saying that the 14th Amendment, when it comes to protections based off the color of your skin, is redundant. I'm talking about we still have rights as citizens of this country, all right, to not have to have an unlawful search and seizure conducted against us.
Well,
So,
technically, black people are still considered 3/5 of a man on the book. So no, they don't have rights.
Well,
and because hold on, before you go further, the police was originally created to hunt niggers. So let's go back to the originality of why they were even created in the first place.
Hold on. Let's stick in the time frame that he's talking about. Let's
right.
let's talk in the time frame. Okay, so still to this day, I live with the same mindset that if I get pulled over, I might not go home.
Right. And that's crazy.
So if I lived in a land, if I lived in the imaginary world of the Wizard of Oz of what America is to everyone else, I'd be a dead man. Still to this day.
I agree.
And I had to move differently than everyone else that looked like Abraham Lincoln my whole life.
I mean, even as a female, I've had to do the same.
And I'm not blaming nothing on nobody because I got a lot of stuff, bro. My family legacy is strong. But it wasn't because we utilized the system. It was because we had to dance around the system. If we had the chance to use the system the way it was built, I'd be richer than all y'all. Hell, they kept my parents' parents from buying property at certain times.
That can be said about a lot of us. So I mean, there's still a lot of things that you and I are both very ignorant about the system, and that it would work to our benefit if we knew about it.
I don't see how when the United States didn't bring out the military or anyone to enforce the laws for people who look like me at any time of the existence of the United States.
So because here's the question. For the melanated population to be, what is it, 23% or something like that, there's 80% of us in prison.
Yeah, and the way, like I said, bro,
that's crazy, right?
The end all, the be all.
But that also has to do with communities. All right. And you and I, and we've had conversations regarding what the difference is between democracy and a republic,
Right.
many a times. So, if we were set up as a republic, that would be a completely different demographic. So if you're herding a whole bunch of people into a community and just making it into a shithole, more or less, which is what we've always called the ghetto, all right, and expecting them not to lash out, then you're setting yourself up for failure, and you're setting up a system in which people that live in that society. They're going to do what they need to do to survive.
Well, I
And
don't think
B,
it's even about lashing out, Adam. I mean, it's when your 12-year-old son can't just walk to the corner store to get a piece of loaf of bread without being stopped. I remember being 16 years old. I had on basketball shorts. I had on some flip-flops with some white socks, and I had a pullover on. And because we were currently in hard times, we were staying in a weekly on Figueroa Street. I was crossing the street to use the payphone to call about a house so that we can go take a look at it to get out of our situation when I was stopped by the police questioning if I was a hoe or not. I'm 16 years old. Now, would that have happened to me if I was blonde hair, blue eyes?
depending
doubt it.
on, well, that's
I
not
doubt it.
entirely a fair assessment because it would depend on where you are, where you are.
It shouldn't depend on where you are. It should depend on what you're doing
According to the Constitution, I'm
And
supposed to
that's
be
where you and I
protected.
at
agree.
all
It
times.
Right.
shouldn't depend on where you are.
Right.
But
So,
we've
but
already, there's already been a lot of standing as it pertains to stereotyping people, pigeonholing people, and what's the contemporary term for it is profiling.
right. So
So
what I'm saying, Adam, is all in all, is the Kendrick Lamar halftime show was a conglomeration of telling us, hey, it's time to move on. We are no longer a part of the system. We need to do something better and move the fuck on. That's
that's
basically what it was about. And
right.
and I agree with what his sentiment is,
Mhm.
and to rely on what the Constitution is supposed to be for me would give me a disservice to me and my family. It would be a disservice to me and my family, and I wouldn't be able to be where I'm at today if I relied on the Constitution. That's all I was saying.
I got you. Because I was because when you were saying about not having opportunity, I was like, man, we've had a lot of opportunities that we would definitely be further in life than where we are if we knew about all the opportunities that we actually had available to us. Which a lot of the things that are being exposed right now is showing how we are being robbed of opportunities at the behest of the class, which is what Chris was talking about, and the class being the elites that are within the government.
Right.
And I mean, like some of the stuff that Elon's pulling out of USAID and what was the other one that he went after recently? FEMA. All right, we're being robbed of our money. I mean, we're told to pay taxes. We have to do this freaking IRS nonsense every single year, tax returns and stuff like that. We are being robbed of our opportunities because we don't know of the legislation that exists to limit what we actually have to pay on an annual basis. And that's where there's some people on the left that are trying to start a class warfare,
Right.
but they're coming from a point of class as it is, and they're sitting there saying, "Oh, well, everybody needs to pay their fair share." And it's like, what the hell is your fair share?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's he touched on that a little bit during the halftime show too. I mean, it's only so much you can do within the 13 minutes that you get to present yourself on a halftime show. I just thought it was magical. It was something that needed to be done, and it utilized this
It was
13 minutes
epic.
well. That's all I was saying.
It was extremely epic.
This
Right.
the after the show, if you want to continue that conversation, me and you can at any time. You know, I love talking about politics and laws and all that stuff. But this particular show, we're trying to stay with the narrative.
We're
and
trying
the-
to stay on
yeah,
topic.
But yeah, the
Oh, I'm not trying to drag it into politics. I'm definitely not. It was just, you know.
Adam lies.
No,
Lies,
I'm not.
Adam.
I'm not lying. As a matter of fact,
Every week, Adam is like, what about that DEI
hey,
though?
if anybody wants to speak to Adam, jump on the link, hit the link,
Hit the link
and join the
you can,
chat.
and
Don't
you can talk to
try
Adam.
not to call me on the phone. It'd be better if you did it on the online thing.
Just for the record, guys, when we're doing our show, we're not going to answer our phone.
Yeah, well, unless it's an emergency or something's wrong.
We're not
Yeah,
going to answer our phones. My phone is turned off.
Try to hit us on the link. Hit us on the link. The link is in the chat. I'll put the link in there one more time. So if you have something to say to Adam, looks like somebody on here wants to talk to you, Adam. Let's see.
I know Joel jumped in earlier.
Yeah,
bring it on. I can't see I can't see the threads like you guys can.
Yeah, but we're gonna try to get him on now. The link is in there now. It's right underneath. It's right underneath.
Joel did it earlier. He said there was nothing wrong with the link. He didn't have a problem. If you're having a problem, try going to YouTube.
Yeah.
And then jumping on from
if you're on Facebook, it's sometimes it does it, sometimes it don't.
Yeah, because it's right there, guys. All you have to do, and if you go into
I put the link in the chat, it's right there.
If you go into the private chat,
you see it says StreamYard.com, and then it has the letters behind it.
Yep.
It's on here link. Too. It says StreamYard.com with the letters behind it.
So go to YouTube and jump in, because I saw Joel jump in earlier. He didn't have no issues. So Joel, did you jump in from YouTube or did you jump in from Facebook? I think Joel jumped in from YouTube.
Yeah, I couldn't do it from Facebook, and I've been on you guys before. I've been on with you guys before.
Yeah, right. Adam, you don't really have a problem either. You're on frequently, so you don't have any issues. So I think YouTube might be where you guys want to go. And normally we don't even broadcast from Facebook this long.
Joel says questions.
I thought you guys were doing me a solid.
No. He says, what? Question to both talking parties. Does the Constitution need to be rewritten, and by who?
I don't think it needs to be rewritten. I think it needs to be enforced. It hasn't been enforced.
That's the key right there.
I think that, yeah, I do think that there's certain parts of it that need to be rewritten.
And then, so then the other part of that question is by who?
Well, I mean, the preamble of the Constitution says we the people. All right. And if we have people that are supposed to be our representatives, and we are limited as to how many representatives that we can have as a people, despite how much our population is growing, then I think that it is a self-defeating piece of legislation that the people that are supposed to be representing us, that are representing us currently at about 800,000 constituents to one representative, being able to amend or change the Constitution without our say. So what I mean by that is I believe that
YouTube is allowing him on there.
So you guys, not to cut you off, Adam, sorry.
Go
you guys trying to get on, go to YouTube and jump on the link. You'll be able to come right
into
the show.
Go to YouTube, man. I put the link in the chat for YouTube a while ago. Go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry, brother. I'm just trying to get people on.
No, that's fine. So when they amended the Constitution to allow the taxation of people on an unlimited basis by Congress, all right, it was passed by Congress, who had a vested interest in doing it because it meant that their job became lesser, all right, and it was passed by the states because the states could more or less piggyback off of that constitutional amendment. So when that got passed by 3/4 of the states and the majority of the representatives in Congress, it was only to their benefit. It wasn't to our benefit. And I don't think that the majority of the public, even back in the early 1900s, would have said, you know what? We really need to give more money to Congress so that they can sit there and create slush funds like they're doing.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So
hey, these are the These are the rules of These are the rules of engagement. State your claim. Do not be disrespectful to each other, but state your claim. Stay on the content of what you're speaking on, but do not disrespect or try to overtalk someone. Let them get it off. I'm going to be the mediator as we continue with this. Go ahead and let him go on, baby.
All right, bringing 7 to the stage. What up, bro?
Oh man,
how you bro in the building. What up, baby?
Man, how you doing, man? So happy to be here.
Brother.
The show is beautiful.
I appreciate you, bro.
How you doing, Adam? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. So I'm watching the show as I so often do. Loving my family, and I hear you speaking about I'll say the playing field as far as what's actually here set for us as minorities or African Americans in our country. And what's been said is things that derive from the past, and what you might not know is Lincoln was not a friend of African Americans. as soon as African Americans were locked up, he passed a bill for mass incarceration where 200,000 black men were released from jail and locked up and then put on what's called the chain gang
Mhm.
immediately. They were also placed in situations for certain laws or smaller laws were holding higher sentences. But we fast forward from those times and situations like that, from the Black Wall Streets and the Rosewoods that were mentioned earlier, where African Americans set up our own business funnels, our own dental offices, our own
Colleges.
doctors' offices, businesses, and the first attack on American soil was the plane attack. The first terrorist plane attack on American soil happened when they crashed planes into those buildings before 9/11, and then we bring it up to now. Right now, Trump is saying he's trying to remove transgenders and transgender equality and all equality to make everything quote unquote equal for all of us, and that's not happening because what's happening is the grants that we'll get as African Americans are being eliminated. They're actually removed at this point.
Mhm.
So we can't get what's it called uh the extra funding we can get as far as a DBE for disenfranchised businesses to actually own a trucking company and compete with the conglomerates that are already established.
Mhm.
We're not getting the same loans. We're prevented from getting loans and home loans, especially for certain areas. Um, we're still not receiving fair treatment as far as schoolings, and they're trying to eliminate in the job, not in the job, in the workforce, to where African Americans can actually proceed and be hired for jobs or have a quota of any type of minority in these bigger companies. Then you have to think about the incarceration rate, to where the same amount of Caucasians or are actually charged for the same charges but not convicted. Um, it's blatantly unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? There's still, it's what's called redlining. Redlining still exists, where people are being redlined for different information that they have, and we still have to hop through certain hurdles that other people don't have to hop through. I just wanted you to have that and have a base understanding that if I don't have the same playing fields as the other communities, I'll just say, then I can't advance. If we played Monopoly right now, me and you, and I told you you can go around the board 400 times or 40 times before I can move once, and then tell you we should be equal. At the end of the game, it wouldn't really make sense, would it?
All right. So I understand what you're saying. All right. And my stipulation to that is this. When it comes to what you're talking about, Lincoln, Clinton did the exact same thing in the 90s. All right. He did the exact same thing trying to mass incarcerate. He actually campaigned on it, as did Biden, by the way. The reason why I said JFK and it was kind of overlooked when I said that in the chat, JFK went against his party to release Martin Luther King from prison when he was in prison in Georgia, and JFK was adamant about not getting involved in the Vietnam War. He was only as involved in it as Eisenhower allowed him to be when he turned over the watch, and so by doing that, my contention on that is that he was shot as a result of not trying to get us into another war and going against his party in trying to protect Martin Luther King. Now, going back even further than that, when we start talking about like FDR, for example, and we talk about the legislation that was passed, particularly when it comes to Planned Parenthood, is something that we talked about on this show before as well. All right, that was directly targeted at people of color. All right, that was directly targeted at the minorities. That was directly targeted to make sure that you did not become the majority in this country. And I wish more people actually understood that, because what they wanted you to do was self-imposed genocide. All right. And now they have it twisted in people's heads where they have it thinking that it's women's reproductive right, which is a bunch of bullshit. All right. They wanted to neutralize the numbers, and they wanted to be able to control the numbers of what you're calling the minority. I don't want anybody to call themselves the minority in this country, because realistically, depending on where you live, you are not the minority. All right, that's just fact. Okay,
For
when you're
for
talking
the
about
whole
the bigger
world,
cities, when you're talking about Houston, and no, I understand what you're saying, but but on a federal level, we're still a republic.
right?
So, all right, when we're talking about Houston, Dallas, L.A., San Diego, San Francisco, you are not the minority, brother. All right, I am the minority, and I'm not even considering myself a white person because I'm freaking Sicilian. All right, and I know my heritage, but what I am saying is that when we're in larger quantities in larger cities, all right, the control actually defaults over to people that are considering themselves a minority, which is a mindset that is damaging to you as a population. All right. When you go into the rurals, then you're seeing more people like me as being the majority within the country. And because there's more rural areas in this country than there is cities, that's when you have the offset. So you have to look at the country as a whole before you consider yourself a minority at all. All right. You got there is more representation in the cities than there is in the country. That is a fact. So if anybody's holding you back from doing whatever you want to do, it's based off of the city's population where you guys have the control. And that's kind of what I was trying to convey to, you and to Sean, is that the control is there, but they're just not letting you know it. And then you have people representing you, saying that they're representing, your race or your culture or whatever, and they're not representing. They're trying to tear you down. The people like Jasmine Crockett, and who's that chick out of Southern California that is always trying to stir the pot? She did it during George Floyd. She allowed Pelosi to sit there and try
Oh,
and
what is that?
kneel in the halls of Congress wearing fake kente from a tribe that
Okay,
is
Candace Owens.
notorious for selling people.
Are you speaking about Candace Owens?
No, not Candace Owens.
No, Candace,
No, not
not
Candace.
Candace. Yeah,
No, she's a
we're talking about a
congresswoman.
government official.
Yeah, she's a
No, we
congresswoman. I
love
can't think of her
Candace.
name right now. Oh, what is her name? I
What
you know
state is
what?
she from?
California.
California. She's a black congresswoman out of California. Always stirring the pot. Always trying to stir that hate pot. But anyway, what
Maxine
I'm
Waters.
Maxine Waters.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
she's
Do,
yeah,
do,
man,
do you
she.
she's
mind if I don't want to
horrible.
cut you off? I don't want to cut you off at
You're
all. Do you
not. Go
mind if I
ahead.
interject for a second?
Go ahead.
Okay. Um, when I say minority, I mean whether minority business owners, whether minority people that are actually set inside of situations where we have actual things to pass down to our families. Our lines are broken. We have broken generational wealth. It's harder to compete, regardless how you put different things. Even someone right now being of Spanish descent, Mexican. In general, they're being deported in mass rates. They've held up the lines. They can't even get their even after their pre-approval, they still can't get over into this country in general. So we are still the minority until we have equal business and equal business rights. We're still the minority.
What is
Now you
equal?
might say there's more
No, no,
people,
no, no,
there's
no,
more
no.
people, but as far
Seriously, what is equal? What is equal when it comes to that? If you're saying that
for
it should be a
equal
50-50 split,
equal is
that's not
40 acres
equal.
and a mule. Equal is
That
40 acres and a mule.
that was a false
That's
promise that was taken from a Democrat, by the way. But that was a false promise that was made to people. And I understand where you're going with it, but that that entitlement that was granted, all right, was taken away by the Democratic Party, by the way. So that, I mean, if you want to talk partisan politics, that's one thing. But if you're talking about equality, all right, I do not think that the numbers are in your favor when it comes to the proportions of which. So it, you can't sit there and ask for 50-50 and call yourself the minority at the same time. That's a hypocrisy.
how can I call myself or ask for 50-50 and call myself a minority when it's not 50-50? I don't
That
I
that's
don't
ex-
I don't understand. Explain to me how that's being hypocritical.
okay. So if you're considering yourself 10 or 15% of the population and you're asking for 50% of the businesses within the country, then that's not proportionate.
He's saying that you no longer will be a minority if you get 50%.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
That's a majority.
Of course, and I agree with you. What I'm saying is we're not the majority. We are the minority, and we don't have the system set up to have those type of opportunities. Now, we do have people who do have those opportunities. You're speaking to somebody right now that's going to inherit over 30 something acres of land. Now, and I'm in the paper. You can look me up. My name is Jameson Farrar. My family, you look up the Farrar family in Trumbull, Connecticut. It should pop up immediately. We're on NBC News, and we're getting ready to receive our portion of land because we filed for it. Everyone doesn't have the necessary information, or it's not publicated to where we can file for the mishandlings of certain situations by our ancestors and the things that were robbed from us in the last 60 years.
Which was the conversation that Sean and I was having. All right, we are a society of ignorance. There's a lot of opportunity out there for all of us that we just
Hmm.
are ignorant to. We don't know about it because we're so inundated with all of these policies and procedures and things that that we were brought up to believe in, and we're finding out in our 40s, which is well behind the curve. Doesn't matter where you and I started as a person. All right, we're finding out all of these different tax laws and all of these different stipulations within the codes, where all of us can achieve, higher levels of what we should have been. And if we would have known that as teenagers when we moved out of our house, we'd be way further along. And that's something that I'm trying to teach my kids, which is also something that Treasure and Sean are trying to teach their kids. And we've gone on about this before, but
Yeah,
I mean,
we've had several
For
episodes where we
sure.
had this conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you know,
I believe, and I agree with my daughter. I believe both of you are right in this situation. The problem we're having culturally and in society is that the solution is there. It's just that it seems like no one is trying to achieve the solution.
Right. They're being lazy.
And I agree with both of you totally. The what the contents of what I'm trying to say is that is it going to be our sons and daughters that make the moves that we're talking about
hopefully.
by cutting things off, by saying, hey, we just no longer going to deal with those people who act like that? Or are we going to continue the saga and keep playing the game, like Kendrick Lamar said, and play around in the same game that was not built for us in the first place? It was built for us to lose. So that's what I've been trying to get the contents across. Like that particular Super Bowl halftime had basically said that everything that I've been saying for the last 15, 20 years
In 13 minutes.
in 13 minutes. And same arguments that I have with, well, I don't really argue with my mom, but the same conversations that I have with my mom about why are we still putting up with it? Why don't we just do something else?
Right.
And
What do y'all think about
what
that?
would
What
it
do y'all
be
think
that
about
you?
just doing something else?
I think that being able to
Well,
have an
I think
open
doing something else
conversation with each other
I
is
think doing
probably
something else would put us in a position where we set up people to actually teach people financial literacy, and we need more
Right,
people that people want to listen to that teach financial literacy. And I think
right.
that that'll help. I think that when people start making those transitions or want to make those transitions, they need to be educated about them because they're not interested. If you have somebody that can say, you know what, I want to go and make a lot of money and live a certain way, their first idea is to play a sport or sell drugs or find a way to rob. Some
Right.
people might think stock market or to invest in businesses
They
that
definitely don't think
are
about
slowly
building. That's for
closing.
sure.
And yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
Seven. But
Yeah.
that's a part that to me that falls along a
Of
line
self.
that Adam was talking about with how you grow up and the culture you grow up with. Like the problem is that we talk about it, but we're not changing nothing. The
Right.
same thing that I said to my mom. What was that? Thanksgiving?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a dinner at Thanksgiving, and I was like, we're always talking about something, but we ain't doing nothing. We're not changing nothing. Let's stop talking about it and let's do.
Isis, that's fact. She says, yep, mom and I talk about that all the time, how change will be standing right in front of you, but people won't take the stand with it. They rather be willfully ignorant, stupid with old ways. And it is a sense of laziness because let's take, for instance, growing up in the hood. I grew up in the hood for the most part, right? But I made the conscious decision as an adult when I got older and I was able to see for myself that there was life outside of the hood. I made the conscious decision to go, I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for myself. and I'm going to do something different. Whereas not everybody make those choices. So, you know, I understand your point, Adam. Seb, I understand your point as well, because
I think both their points are valid.
they're both valid.
Yeah.
They're both completely valid. So what we do is we try to find that line of which way are we going to push forward towards more. It's like a tug of war.
Together.
Which way are we going to tug further on? Are we going to tug further on being better and building? Or are we going to tug further on, well, we can't, they just going to have their foot on our head the whole time. We're just going to let it happen. You know what I mean? We got to make a conscious decision.
I'm more interested in the fight economically than I am about doing fisticuffs. I mean, if it comes to fisticuffs, I'm down with that too. But I'd rather us come together and buy up neighborhoods or whatever we need to do to get things started for our legacy to be stronger in the end. Because really, once you start having kids, it's no longer about you anyway.
That part.
Correct. So, and you kind of, just to piggyback off of you, and what I was trying to say is we have to do it together. That's why, you know, I watch you guys every Wednesday that I remember to turn it on. You're having conversations that are, to a lot of people, are uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And I don't care what color your skin are. I never did in the first place.
Neither
You know
do
what I
we.
mean? And I don't care who comes on, and you may disagree with me. And that's okay. We can have disagreements, but as long as we're pulling our disagreements based off of facts, of historical facts that we can both stipulate, then it's an important conversation, and we
Right.
have to see where each other are coming from, not just the bias that's being broadcast on the news, or,
I
you
agree.
know, what your politician told you to think about me, or what my
Absolutely.
politician told me
Absolutely.
to think about you. I
I agree.
don't care about all that. Come
But you
to
have to understand that the nature of me being on this show, me coming onto the show and wanting to speak, was a conversation that you and Sean were having, and it was about like an even playing field. When I believe Sean was saying, well, I'm scared to get out of my car still to this day, or not comply to what the police are doing because I could get shot, I can get killed. I was my replies came from saying that there was an equal balance or equal playing field. I believe not, maybe not verbatim on what you were saying. That's what I was responding to. I don't believe there's an even playing field now. I think there can be
It's been
someday.
proven that it isn't.
I believe it
well,
will be
Yeah,
someday, and
Yeah.
it's still proven that
And
it's not
it's
even.
proven that it's not
Yeah.
even. It's
and,
not even.
and
It's been like blatantly proven.
that's all I was.
They did a
That's what I.
study.
That was just so you know, my friend. That was my only reason for coming. Me and Sean. This is my brother. This is my sister. This is my family. Um, I was just out there. I just came out there to visit for New Year's. I stayed at their house for a couple of days. This is like my family. So I came on for that reason during this part of the conversation. I love how you articulated everything you said. I appreciate your stances. I just wanted to have more information about what was happening then and what's still happening now.
right, and I get that. I get that. The first time that I got to experience anything even close to what you guys were talking about is when I moved to Las Vegas. In
Yep.
Southern California, I never
Vegas
got
is
to.
notorious
Yeah.
for racist bullshit.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
when I was a teenager, all right, I used to drive a '99 Chrysler Sebring, which doesn't seem like much nowadays at all, but you know
Those were
it
the
was
shit back in the day.
right. That's what I'm saying.
You had the
And
drop top.
I was driving. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I was driving through Sierra Vista, which anybody from Vegas already knows where that area is. Right behind the convention center, right behind the. And I was actually delivering pizzas at the time. I got pulled over for driving a freaking drop top because they thought I was peddling drugs out in crack alley. All right. The only other time that I got pulled over and arrested and searched for absolutely no reason, I was driving down Twain. Me and my buddy were driving his old beat up Ford Focus down Twain. We got pulled over, and they were trying to hem me up for having a mag light underneath my seat. And it was
Mm.
still it was I just bought it from Walmart. It was still in
The
the
old big
plastic.
12-inch, 14-inch
Flashlights.
Yeah.
flashlights. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yep. And they were giving me hell over that. And so, granted, to the extent that y'all are talking about, I have not had that kind of experience.
Well, let me tell
However,
you about Las
I
Vegas. I I was 16 years old. I was we were coming out of basketball practice all the way up from Tenaya and Lake Mead. I had to drive down to D Street in Inglestead to drop this guy off who went to school with me up there on Lake Mead in Tenaya. I dropped him off. As soon as I dropped him off, I got pulled over, pulled out of my car. He put my fingers between my hands behind my back and then squeezed all my fingers together.
What a dick.
Yeah. And asked me, what you doing in this neighborhood? I said, I'm dropping my friend off. Oh, yeah? You got any drugs in the car? You got this in the car? I said, bro, my father's name is Ed Cheltenham. I said, my family is pertinent to Las Vegas. If you don't know who I am, you need to look it up before you do anything further. But I shouldn't have to say that.
Right.
Shouldn't have to say that at all.
I was actually arrested one night for having a tail light out. And I had the light in my car to replace it. But because he was with a training officer, he approached my car so aggressively.
And this was recently.
This was a few years ago.
This was before COVID.
This was pre-COVID. I was coming home off of a 12-hour shift with my Freeman shirt on, the whole nine. And I had a tail light out. My tags were not bad. Nothing was wrong with my vehicle other than my tail light. I didn't know it was out. So protect and serve means, hey, ma'am, I see you're tired. You're on your way home. You got a tail. He approached my car so aggressively with his hand on his gun to the point where I was like, I'm no longer comfortable reaching to try to find anything for you. So because I was like, no, I'm cool. I don't want to reach for nothing. You know, he called his watch commander, and his watch commander ended up chewing his ass all because of it.
She went to jail that night.
But
I went to bail her out.
I went to jail that night.
All because she didn't want to reach for her ID with his hand on his gun.
Yeah. And so he was trying to prove a point. I got another story. I had an Impala. I was in a 3-piece suit. I had an incident on a property where a guy committed suicide. And because I was the branch manager of the security company, I had to go to the property and, make sure everything was okay, blah, blah, blah. So during this time frame, I asked my mom to ride with me to watch my girls who were in the car sleep. So after I dropped my mom off, it's like 2 a.m. I'm in a Chevy Impala. The windows are slightly tinted. They have rims on it. I pull out to take me and my kids home. I get pulled over, and he comes up to the car, and he's like, sir, and then he realizes I'm a woman. So now his partner is flashing the lights all in my girl's eyes, one which was in a car seat, and they're talking shit to me like, is your windows dirty? Or are they tinted? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? I'm in a 3-piece suit. I'm in a silk blouse. I'm a branch manager. So it was because they thought I was somebody else that I wasn't. I had friends who were in high school. They all decided to wear white linen suits. It was about 4 young men, 17 years old. They all decided to wear white linen suits to go to prom. Everybody know what prom season is. They pulled some young men over because they were in a nice vehicle and made them all lay on the ground in their white linen suits.
That's
for
cool.
no
That's cool.
But Adam, I can keep going.
I have no doubt in my mind that you can.
I can keep going. That's nothing.
But
my daughter was just pulled over the other day, and the first thing they asked her was, "You got some drugs?" Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, come on now. Yeah, that was the other day. That was in Cali, right?
Yeah, that was in Cali. She lives in Moreno Valley, but she's in the SUV that has rims on it. And it's like, who is this? And it's like, it shouldn't matter. I'm not bothering nobody.
Right. Yeah. But all in all is to say is that things need to get better. I'm not relying. I'm not relying on the Constitution to predicate my prosperity or my children's prosperity. I'm playing the most difficult chess game that I've ever played in my life, in order to further my family, so maybe they would have a better life after I'm gone. I hope and I pray that things get better and we come together against whatever we call the man, which would be nice for me to see it in my lifetime. but I think people are wet noodle soup, and nothing's going to happen unless I do it myself.
How many times have I told you to run for commissioner?
And the great part about this is why Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl was so needed. It was unique. It was at the perfect timing. The first African American, I'll just say, person of minority to ever headline a Super Bowl without an entourage or a whole bunch of other bands playing, and actually
Right.
deliver a message on one of the most televised platforms that we've ever.
Right.
These things are important for our advancement together as far as our culture. These things are maybe walks like them or talks like them, be able to achieve something and deliver information to where people can actually take in and succeed the important excellence of our cultures.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm sure Adam agrees too.
Mm-hmm.
The much love to you guys. I have to go to bed. I have to get up early, and I hope to see y'all next week, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. But
On
I'm
hump
on
day.
hump day. Love you, Sev. I love you, Adam. I love all you guys that
Love
came
you too,
in.
brother.
Chris, Jordan, my
Salute.
auntie, my cousins, all y'all. I
My
appreciate
daughter.
y'all. Tune in next week. And if there's any specific topic that y'all want to speak
Y'all
about,
know what it is.
hit us in the chat
Y'all know what it
or
is.
text me or hit me up.
Chris,
Adam, I
that's
sent you my phone
love.
number,
He said he up at 3:30.
so you got it now. All right.
Yeah, I
So
got it.
if there's something you want to talk about, hit me up, bro. I'm down for whatever.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah,
We're gonna put it on the show.
That's gonna be a long conversation.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Yeah.
We
But
didn't even get into the Valentine's Day stuff. Hope y'all have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
yeah, have a
You know
great
what I'm saying?
Valentine's Day. Hey, Sev, kiss my niece for me, baby.
Mwah.
And kiss the boys for me, please. And the wife too.
Look, there she
Look
goes.
at
Look
sleep.
at my baby.
Yeah. But
She out.
I love
Nice
you all.
meeting you, Sev. Take it easy.
Nice meeting you, my
Cheltenham.
friend.
I love you all. Hey, I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the Hams.
I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I too am one of the Hams.
You guys are watching the Ham Show every Wednesday night at
I'm
8
Seven Crown.
p.m.
I'm
Y'all
one of the
chime
Hams.
on in.
Hump day.
Hump day, y'all. Love y'all.
We love
Have a
y'all.
good
Happy
evening.
Valentine's Day.
Good night.
We
With that
out.
beam footage, baby.
Yeah.